Game 2 of 82 for the Carolina Hurricanes will be against the New Jersey Devils. They are 4-1 coming into tonight's matchup. This game will be taking place in Raleigh, North Carolina at the Lenovo Center. So we take a look at some of the key stats for this game. New Jersey coming into the game with an 18.2% power play, 93.3% on the penalty kill, 52.1% in the faceoff circle with 3.4 goals for and 1.8 goals against. Carolina coming into the game with 0% on the power play, a 66.7% on the penalty kill, 53% in the faceoff circle, 1 goal for and 4 goals against. Reminder, this is only one game of stats for the Hurricanes. Taking a look at New Jersey's forward lineup, Hughes will be centering Bratt and Meyer. Hischier will be centering Mercer and Tatar. A couple familiar faces on the third line in Haula and Nason. Palat will be rounding off that third line. And then the fourth line of Lazar, Bastian, and Cotter for the New Jersey Devils. Always looking out for that top line. They have a ton of speed. The second line is a very good shutdown line. And then always looking at the familiar faces coming back to hurt the Carolina Hurricanes in Nason and Haula. Taking a look at New Jersey's defensive pairing, it is Dylan partnered up with Dougie Hamilton on that top pairing. Then Jonas Siegenthaler and Kovacevic on that second pairing. Casey and Nemec will round out the D-core for New Jersey. Jacob Markstrom should be getting the start tonight, as Jake Allen did play in yesterday's matchup against Utah. He got the 3-0 shutout in that victory for New Jersey. Then taking a look at Carolina's forward group, Sebastian Aho, Seth Jarvis, and Andrei Svechnikov look to have a big bounce-back night after their tough loss in Game 1 to Tampa. Kokaniemi, Natchez, and Roslovic doing the same, looking to have a nice bounce-back night. Stahl, Carrier, and Martinuk looking to continue their form from Friday night. And then Drury, Blake, and Robinson will be rounding out the forward group. Always on the lookout for Jackson Blake. You know he can be dangerous. Taking a look at Kane's D pairing, Jacob Slavin will be partnered with Brent Burns. Dmitry Orlov and Chatfield will be on the second pairing, and Shane Gostisbehere and Sean Walker will round out the D-core for Carolina. According to reports, Pyotr Kochetkov should be getting the start tonight for the Carolina Hurricanes, as Anderson will be backing up for them. Anderson was in the net for the 4-1 loss. He had 2 goals against in that game against Tampa. And we will pass it over to the boys now for some of their in-depth thoughts before this game.
All right, so we have Carolina versus New Jersey at home. Good God, I'm going to say that a couple times here. At the Lenovo Center. But Carolina taking on New Jersey. I think the keys to this matchup, it's going to come down to goaltending in this game a lot. I really feel so. Both teams have the ability to play with a lot of pace. I think of guys like Jack Hughes, Jesper Bratt. I mean, those guys can fly up the ice. They got good puck-moving defensemen. Granted, I do believe Pesce and Luke Hughes are both out. So it's going to be a little bit of an interesting line combination on the D pairing, but they still got Jonas Siegenthaler. They still got Dougie Hamilton. So I don't suspect the D core is going to be lacking too much on their end. So I really think it's going to come down to goaltending. I think it's going to be whoever Carolina plays. I hope it's Kochetkov. I think he's the better matchup. And Markstrom. And let's just kind of see how they do. I mean, New Jersey got 2 free wins basically to start their year off against Buffalo. So always a good ego boost for them. They end up coming back, lose their first game back in North America. Yeah. I don't know who they lost to, but I'm going to pass it over to you, Dad. What do you see for this game? What are your big key predictions for it?
I think it's going to come back to how do our top 2 lines perform? Because I think if they don't perform well in Game 2, then I think we'll look at a similar outcome. And I think it's going to be, the goaltending battle. I could see that. But for the most part, it's how our top guys perform against their top guys, and I think that really the crux of this game is going to be, how well guys like Sebastian Aho and Seth Jarvis and guys like that, how they come to play, and that's going to be the difference in the game, in my opinion. I think New Jersey's good; they got better in the offseason, but I still think we're better. And I think it's as long as those top 2 lines are going, I think we come out on the good end of this one.
Yeah, I do too. I think New Jersey struggles in the D zone, as was very evident against, like you're saying, you don't know who they lost to. They
Toronto.
Toronto, yeah. So they got mopped up by Toronto for the mere fact that they really don't have great D zone coverage, and Toronto kind of basically just, didn't allow them to get any transition. So, and that is, kind of the bread and butter of the Canes is, well, generally speaking, not necessarily the first game of the season, but hopefully in this,
Yeah.
in this next game, they can kind of really press hard in the offensive zone and then kind of cut a lot of that transition through the neutral zone. Because if you can do that, they don't have a great forecheck. They're very good if they can carry it into the zone and kind of set up a little bit. And they score a lot of goals off the rush too. So Canes need to limit that for sure. If they can, then they'll be good. Power play for them, I don't know if it's anything to write home about at this point. First, couple games of the season, they've been okay. But again, they played a Buffalo team that really is not that great. So they kind of got to beat up on them in Prague. But either way, I think the Canes do come out on top on this one. I definitely think it's going to be the top two lines are going to be going. I think there's going to be more goals in this one than there was in the past. So hopefully that can continue. But yeah, I see the Canes win this game.
Yeah. One last final note on this game. This is going to be not Buffalo, New Jersey's 6th game of the season, while being Carolina's 2nd game of the season. So you're going to see probably a little bit more of a synchronized New Jersey team, while you're going to struggle to see still probably some errors from Carolina in that regard. But we're going to go to final score predictions. Dad, what's your final score prediction?
I think it's going to be like somewhere around that, 4-2 Hurricanes.
All right.
And I think it's going to be regulation. It's not going to be an empty netter. So I think it's going to be a 4-2 regulation win.
Cool. Cam?
Yeah, I'm thinking 3-1. Again, it's not an empty net or anything. It might be 4-1 with an empty net, but I think the Canes can limit them to 1 goal for sure.
Yeah. I'm gonna go 5-1. I think Carolina's offense clicks game 2. I think they're gonna have probably a practice today, probably a practice Sunday, have the day off Monday. And then morning skate Tuesday would be my prediction as far as what they're either that or it's going to be day off today and then practice Sunday, Monday, and then Tuesday, possibly optional skate. I think Carolina is going to be fresher because New Jersey's playing a game at home against Utah 1:00 on Monday. So going to be coming off of a game, traveling as well too. So I think Carolina's going to look fresher to start the game. I think you're going to see a better synchronized group, and I think you're going to see the top 6 really explode for this one. But we will see how it turns out. But that will be game 2 of 82 for the Carolina Hurricanes.